Hello and welcome to this very special episode where Help I Sexted My Boss joins drunk women solving crime.
Now, for all of the drunk women solving crime listeners out there, hello, we are William and Jordan from Help I Sexted My Boss.
Hi.
And for all you VG&DIVAs, we're Hannah and Taylor from Drunk Women Solving Crime.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you have a name for your listeners yet?
Nothing's ever quite stuck because it all feels really inappropriate.
Yeah,
We're
like-
are they the drunkies? And we're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
What are
Criminals.
they? Yes, exactly.
The Drinkamoles? We'll get there.
Drinkamoles.
Crime makers.
Crime drinkers.
The sluts, I kind of
Yeah.
like.
Why
but-
not?
The what?
The sluts.
The sluts.
But I don't know
Yeah.
about our demographic, but I've got a feeling they might
They're
all be
all
sluts.
Word. That word needs the same affection attached to it as slag, like you slags, and like you sluts.
You sluts. I like
There's no,
that.
we're reclaiming the night with slut.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
That's what we're here to do.
You don't look
Well-
convinced, William?
Hello to
William's
the
like, oh,
sluts.
Are you in your slutty era?
No, definitely not. I'm married.
No, you're not.
You
Okay.
can still be a slut within a marriage.
You can.
Well, I'll pass the memo on.
To my husband, please, because he is not interested.
How funny. Now, would you like to explain drunk women solving crime as a
Yes.
concept? I mean, it
Yes,
does what it
yes.
says on the tin, I suspect. But
It really does.
maybe there's more to it than that.
Well, we've always got a guest. That's part of our format. So you guys are going to be in the detective seat today. And it's normally a 3-part format. So we normally ask our guests whether they've ever been victim of a crime and they'll share a personal story. Today we're going to cut right to the chase and go to a real true crime story that only I have the details of. And we're going to unravel the details and you're going to get to guess at the answers.
Sounds insensitive, right?
Yeah.
But often we're
be
not trying
surprised.
Have you
to
changed names?
No.
No, we generally
We do
do quite
old cases.
historical cases,
Right.
not someone that's recently been murdered or missing. Or
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
very sensitive to the idea that we do a comedy podcast, so we're only going to talk about things that we can have fun with. So our case today takes us back to 1897, for instance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 Fine.
Back when crime were good.
Back when it meant something,
Well,
Jordan.
just like now, like you can. That was the wrong words, but like now, it's
Crime's
phone-
not what it used to be.
phone signal. You could you could literally get away with murder. But now, because a lot of novelists say it's hard to write a crime novel in the modern day because it's phone signals
Yeah.
and technology.
Do you know it's so true? And hold that thought, Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Do you know?
Okay.
Well, then, would you like to explain to the amazing listeners of Drunk Women Solving Crime what our podcast is all about?
Yes, so Jordan and I, we're very good friends. We come from, this will be a shock to your listeners, but we come from slightly different backgrounds. Jordan, describe your background.
A very working class is how I
Yes.
describe it. Yes.
And mine, not very working class. And we use our differences in lifestyles. Well, not so much lifestyles anymore because
no, we have very different
Jordan's lived in the
lifestyles.
south for a little bit too long now. He's become very southern.
I have an olive oil collection as well.
He does, yes. But
When we started, we were very different.
when we started, Jordan's accent was a bit thicker. And we bring our differences of life experience to solve dilemmas, not crime. We've never had crime, really. Maybe a bit of petty crime, but not serious crime. And the listeners write in our G&Divas, which comes from Gin and de Bonnet, which we'll get onto in a minute. And you know, we also talk about our week and the absolute nonsense that goes on.
Yeah.
Jordan gets into sort of all sorts of capers, like you headbutted a nun on the tube.
Oh.
Not as in a crime. I was offering her my seat, and as I got up, the train set off, and I nutted her. So yeah, and I come in and went, "Oh, I've buttered a nun."
Yes.
But she weren't a nun, as in she weren't in like the black and white outfit that we imagined. She was in
The
that.
wimple.
She was in the grey nun outfit.
Well, it's just a grey
okay.
one.
We
Shall
can
I look-
headbutt a nun in a grey outfit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wimple, no, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
and she had a little shopper with her, and she was fine. We all laughed,
Aw.
and I'm going to hell, and everything's fine. Yeah.
No, I bet she's telling that story right now on a
Yes.
podcast.
It's
Yeah.
the
It all
talk of
comes
the
full
convent.
circle.
I actually said sorry, sister, and I don't know if I ever mentioned that. I know.
That's amazing.
I was like, I'm sorry, sister. I'm allowed to call you sister, and then I got off the next stop.
Wow.
Did you need to get off, or were you just too embarrassed?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
my stop. Do you say to people think it's weird, but I always call doctor when I speak to them. I go, yes, doctor, thank you, doctor. I'd never say the first name.
I might say Dr. Smith or whatever their
Okay,
name is. Yeah.
But I'm very polite.
I thought you said that you say that to your dog, and I'm like,
No.
that's very formal.
Yes, no. No,
Dr. Dog.
Are we hungry, doctor?
Are we hungry, doctor? But
Yes,
I once
indeed.
headbutted a nun.
Oh.
Indeed. So that's that in a nutshell as our podcast. We start each podcast. We don't necessarily get maybe as drunk as perhaps you potentially get on your podcast. We'll come on to your alcohol in a minute because I noticed something there gleaming at us. But we have this thing called gin and Dubonnet. Gin, I'm sure you're familiar with. Dubonnet, have you come across Dubonnet before?
I haven't.
I have, but I've never had it.
Okay, well, you've come to the right place. Dubonnet is a fortified French red wine. It's not as heavy as port,
Okay.
but it's of that ilk.
I
So
love
sweet.
port.
Yeah.
It is sweet. We have it with ice, and you can have it with a slice of lemon or orange to suit your mood. We've got lemon here today.
Shall I be mother?
Would you like to have one?
I'd
Do you want to
love
try it?
one.
It
We'd
is
be rude to say no,
well,
William.
It is very strong, and we should say for any new listeners or new people that are not yet have not had gin and Dubonnet, please drink responsibly.
Oh, there's only one
Yes.
slice.
There is
Absolutely.
only one slice.
Did you hear that, drunkies? Drink responsibly.
Okay.
But just maybe you could sort of squirt a bit of lemon in each of the glasses, Jordan.
Well,
It's very exciting. We get to see these made right before our
And
eyes
it's
as
one
well.
part gin, 2 parts Dubonnet. Although
I do.
Jordan is quite heavy-handed, so it
I
might
do
be.
Wow.
2 parts
Ooh, that's
gin.
very heavy-handed,
That
sir. Ooh, girl. I...
This is now too much drunk for drunk women solving crime.
Are you gonna walk me to
Oh, sorry. I
No,
nearly
it didn't break. All good.
knocked the glass off there. Sorry.
Jordan just knocked a coop off.
We always joke when I do that that's William's arse.
It sounds very clean. It
Yeah,
sounds.
thank you very much.
Do you know what I mean? It sounds
Do you-
lovely.
can I ask, have you ever had a colonic irrigation?
I've had a colonoscopy.
That's not quite the
Is
same.
that the
but it's-
camera?
And that's the camera.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have too because I was jealous of Hannah.
A
You
colonoscopy.
did it so soon after me.
Taylor,
You were just
Hannah,
like-
I
Here
did,
you
and
go.
I stole your joke because
share the line.
Hannah had the best joke when she got a colonoscopy because you see your own, colon on film, and you said, I mean, I wouldn't watch the sequel.
That's what I did. He asked
And so,
me-
high on drugs and knowing that I was stealing your joke, I said, I wouldn't watch the sequel, and I said, Hannah George wrote that.
it's nice to give credit where credit's due.
Oh, of course I gave the credit. Cheers.
Cheers,
Yes.
guys.
Oh, sorry. You're not allowed to. You're
Start
not
the
allowed
car.
Yes, I saw a thing the
You're
other
not allowed
day
to
that we're
clink.
not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed
Sadly,
to
we don't
clink.
clink.
Clinking is common. apparently.
but
I
clink.
just watched that video, and
So
then
did
I
I.
forgot. It didn't stick.
I will allow.
Terrible.
Just don't do it again.
I promise.
Cheers.
I'm so embarrassed.
Bottoms up.
Sort of want to, but
Do you know what? This is the most detective-looking drink I've ever had. I can't believe we've never had these.
And it's laced.
wait with
And any minute now, you're going to fall asleep. Into a deep, deep sleep.
Do you know what? I've got a baby, and I would just fucking love that. I would just like do the podcast without me.
How old's your baby?
11 months.
Oh, okay.
She's the cutest,
What-
and
Very
I'm
cute.
a mother.
What does she answer to? What's her name?
Oh, Lil.
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 Is that short for Lily?
For Lillian.
Lillian.
Oh,
Lovely.
my God.
That's very nice.
Sweet.
She's gorgeous.
Gorge.
She is.
How'd you find it? It's a sipper drink. It's not a down.
Can I say, I was terrified, and I thought I covered it very well, but it's actually delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised it doesn't taste as strong as it should, which worries me. Do you know what I mean? Like it goes
Yeah.
down
Yes,
very easy.
it's deceptively
I
strong.
think it's a great summer garden drink. Tastes really good in summer. I like it with an orange though.
Yes, if you have a slightly sweeter tooth, try it with an orange.
And it gets you like a giddy drunk, a bit giddy.
It's like a Pimm's with chest hair.
Yes! Write that down. Pimm's.
Well, gents,
Yes.
are you feeling detective-y?
Yes,
Should we
yes.
delve into a true crime case?
Yes.
I was just going to ask if anybody wanted to top this up with Cremant. How would you feel
Oh,
about
let's
that?
try it.
Is that
Oh.
crazy?
Yeah.
Now,
You
Cremant
said
it's a
summery,
sparkling
and I was
wine,
like,
isn't it?
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
let's,
Oh, that's the ultimate mashup drink.
Yes. Thank you, Jordan.
I think this is what is called, if you didn't put the gin in and you did Dubonnet and sparkling wine, it's called a Dubonnet Royale, I believe.
Oh.
That's
So
nice.
this is now 3 types of alcohol. So good luck, everyone. Jordan's just having the
I
Cremant.
always feel dead posh drinking out of these ones.
Coops.
Coop. Like Great Gatsby.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
that famous. So I held it.
The Leonardo DiCaprio film.
Oh, what's that? Creme de menthe.
Not
Cremant.
creme de menthe.
Is it champagne?
It's Cremant.
It's effectively the same thing, just different region.
Oh, it's
and
like-
it's cheaper.
Oh, is it? It's like cava. It's Spanish.
Carver.
Carver. It's Spanish, isn't it?
Yes.
I didn't know
Prosecco is
Prosecco's just
Italian.
Italian champagne, isn't it?
Yes,
Is
because
that-
Champagne is a region in France.
Oh, okay. Well, cheers.
Indeed.
Cheers, guys. Look how I didn't clink the glasses.
Well done.
I'm learning.
Well done, Taylor.
It's hard to teach an American something.
I think I
I
prefer
do
that.
try.
And just, which part of America?
I grew up in Pennsylvania, outside of
Oh.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So an educated part of America, a nice part. I'd call Pennsylvania.
I mean, I grew up in a tiny mill town.
Yeah, but the state is, it's a good
Pennsylvania's
state.
nice.
What's
Yeah,
the town called?
Freeport, Pennsylvania.
Freeport.
Yeah.
I'm from a tiny mill town.
Are you?
Cotton mill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burnley.
Yeah. My dad worked in the steel industry. So.
Oh, okay.
Shall we turn to crime?
Let's turn to crime. I always advise people, turn to crime.
Yes. What have you got
Thanks,
for us?
Hannah. I love how you're my PA.
I thought, she's got any papers. But
I love
Hannah's
true
got them.
crime.
Oh
so,
yes, I
yeah.
just have it. I just have it all memorized. Well, guys, here, detectives. Your very first question in this case is, what is the correct pronunciation of the Canadian province, which is spelled NEWFOUNDLAND?
Norfolk.
Can I see it written down?
So I'll just say it in its parts, if that helps.
Okay.
Right, I'll write it.
Newfound land.
Oh, Newfoundland.
Okay,
I think how you said it.
Newfoundland.
with the big gaps in between.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Newfound
Found land.
I don't think it's Newfoundland,
Okay.
because I think, is Newfoundland the bit that they do in Come From Away? Is that the area they go to? No, I don't think
Oh, I'm not
so.
sure.
No, I can't remember where that's
How would
called.
you say it, Jordan?
Newfoundland.
Okay. Hannah George?
We feel like covered them all. Newfoundland.
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 You could say.
So you're in Team William.
Yes, yeah. I
Jordan-
pretty much said what you said.
Jordan's gone out on his own.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you the correct pronunciation
Oh.
until the end.
Oh.
Because the pronunciation has everything to do with this case. What does this question have to do with crime, you ask? Well, I got the date wrong, it's 1876. An argument broke out between a posh, educated man called William
What?
and a lumberjack called John.
Oh,
So close.
Still amazing.
we were saying a minute ago before we started this that if you change your name, was it Jack?
Jack.
Oh, do it for John.
Okay.
John North.
Right.
It's the 19th century version of Jordan. Let's
Yeah.
face it.
This is amazing.
I chose this case just because I liked what it was about, and it was only when I started researching it and writing it down, I'm like, holy shit. This is great.
Was the actual perpetrator called Ben, by any chance? Who is our producer, who's in absentia today, but not here.
I thought
Yes.
this was in a garden.
I mean, where there are lumberjacks, there was almost certainly a Ben.
Yes.
But we will just talk about these two gentlemen now. These two argued all the time. But this argument didn't happen in Canada. It was in Colorado, USA. Because you needed to know where Colorado is. That's in the United States, Hannah, of
you.
America, where
Is that
I
an
am
educated
from.
state, would you say?
And I love this educated state
Offend
thing.
Americans.
I'm not. Well,
I'd say it's in
Pennsylvania or Colorado, who's brainier?
Colorado's more outdoorsy. It's different
Yes,
lifestyle.
so
No, I wouldn't
Pennsylvania.
think of them in terms of education, just East Coast versus, yeah.
I had a pen pal in Colorado when I was
Aw.
12 called Justin. Justin, if you're listening. That's all I remember about him.
That's so sweet.
Was he the same age?
No, he was 42. No, he was 12. He was 12.
Oh, God. Ah.
And you were 12.
And I was 12.
Yes.
Yeah, I was 42. Yeah, no, I was 12. It was very innocent.
So why do you think this word would even come up in conversation between these two guys who argue all the time? Why would they care how to pronounce?
Were they from there? Or
They were not.
Did they visit?
Did they have business there?
No business.
Were they, I don't know, were they a couple? Because between couples, I feel like if your partner is pronouncing something wrong, you want to fucking kill him because
Yeah.
it gets annoying, doesn't it?
That's
It's like
so
my
true.
husband, just in text, he spells cowpole with a K. And it's
Oh,
given me
that's-
the ick.
that's
It's just
annoying.
made me
That's
go,
wrong.
isn't it? It's just completely wrong. And he is like a clever guy, but cowpole is always with a K.
Oh.
And it stops me worrying about my daughter actually being ill because I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's a K again. So,
Why does that make it sound Australian?
cowpole?
Cowpole?
Yeah,
does.
that's nice.
Yeah, we don't have kids, and we even know cowpoles with a C.
Yes, I lived on the stuff as a child.
It is the kind of thing that riles you up. As far as I know, they were not a couple.
Were they
although in this
arguing-
time, we might not know.
Were they arguing because it had just been founded, so it was in the news a lot?
Ah, that's a good answer. It's wrong. But it's a good answer, and we
Okay.
like to acknowledge this here. I will tell you a little bit about the background. So William and John both worked at a sawmill, and they were constantly arguing. William was just 22. He'd been born in New York City and, quote, enjoyed the advantages of a liberal education and was rather enthusiastic in his defense of the king's English. This often...
This is weird.
We have to see if he looks like you as well. He could be an ancestor.
Yeah, we'll post some photos.
This is weird.
Isn't it?
Is this a
Has
coincidence?
he got a strong chin and a large forehead by any chance?
Yes, he was gorgeous.
This
Yes.
is you.
So this often led to disputes because John was a man in his 30s from Texas who took issue with what he saw as William's arrogance. So William owned a huge dog.
Do we not have a description of John? Should we make one up for John?
Yeah, sure. I mean, lumberjack, I'm going like big guy, beard.
Hairy.
Beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit unkempt.
Yeah, bit of a
Yeah.
Pims, bit of a hairy chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan, don't.
So the reason that this word came up is because William owned a huge dog that was the same breed. Newfoundland. And one night in the lodge, the landlady asked, what type of dog is that? William insisted it was pronounced Newfoundland, but John was sure it was Newfoundland. The real tragedy of this case is we don't know the name of the dog.
But what did those things you just said were the same?
I agree. It's just a difference in the emphasis on the syllable, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, you'll feel even sadder where this all ends up.
This is
if
like
you bear
us with-
that in
Oh,
mind.
please don't say one of
This
them.
is like us with sat and sitting. We're going to end up murdering
Yes.
each other if you tell me one more time it's sitting, and if I might just snap one day and throttle you.
Stick an axe through my head.
You guys have jumped right
just
to
went,
the
"Oh,
yes.
If I were going to do it, that'd be the way. Yeah.
With an
Lovely.
axe, would you?
Where are you going to find
I'm
an
joking.
axe? You chip a nail picking it up.
I know,
probably.
yeah. I don't like, I wouldn't be able to do that.
No.
Carry on. Sorry, Taylor.
I'd probably silently suffocate you.
Well, that's fucking dark. That's fucked up.
That's probably how I'd kill you. Just so I could watch the colour drain from your face.
If we ever had two guests tell each, I would probably put an axe in your head, actually. If we were going to kill each other. Yeah.
It's good to know. Do you know what? It's
I'm
a
not gonna
fun
kill
conversation for you to have at home with your loved ones. How
Yes.
would you?
It's a
How would
target on
you?
the top there, anyway. So it's a bullseye on the top, so it's not hard to miss.
Wow. Don't be saying that about a skin biscuit. That's not
Oh, God. Okay.
My what?
You guys, this is healthy.
skin biscuit. Yeah, it's not fair, is it?
No. It's where the pillow rubs.
So listen, the two men, like grown-ups, decided to solve the argument. So what did they do? How do you solve an argument?
In the old days, did you have a duel?
Fisticuffs.
Okay.
Did they write to the OED or something like that? How should that be pronounced?
What do you think, Hannah?
Do they both have to fight the dog? I think let the dog decide, to be honest. But
I know, and give the dog a name. We don't deserve dogs, and we never have.
No.
That's really the
True.
crux of this case. Well, first, they went to William's cabin and they consulted his dictionary.
Is that
for
what they
the
call it?
pronunciation.
But that
Oh,
word
I
was
know.
not in the dictionary. So what happened instead was they did have a duel. It turned into fisticuffs. The men started loudly swearing at each other, which got everyone's attention. So the town, they rush in to see what's happening. William throws the first punch at John, knocking him down to the floor. What did John do next?
Moaned.
Kicked him in the bollocks.
Oh, I've just had my teeth done on Invisalign and now they're all out.
If he said that, if it's up there, I'll give it you myself.
Hannah
Punched him back.
punched him back.
I know how fights work. Yeah.
It escalates pretty quickly, guys. This is true crime. He pulls out a revolver. He shoots William in the stomach.
Oh.
But William continues to throw punches as long as he can.
Yes, I'm a trooper.
It's not actually you.
No, but I feel it is.
If anything, I think it's a cautionary tale, and we should look at how well you guys actually get along.
Yes.
Yes, this does not happen, and it doesn't need to happen because I think we might be complicit in that murder now.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be used in evidence, this podcast at some point.
Please don't drag us into court. I don't
No,
like
okay.
it. But yes, he shoots William. William continues to throw punches, but William's taken away by
Hang on,
the other
I'm taking
men.
a... Oh, I see. So what, the other
He's
villagers
carried away
or
for
something?
help.
Oh,
They call a doctor, but it's no use. He dies on the table. Yes, this fight
Poor
over
William.
pronunciation has turned fatal. But we do know William's last words. What were they?
It's sitting.
No clinking.
What would you like your final words to
Oh,
be?
God. I told you I was right.
Okay.
Or... No, I don't know. What would your final words be?
Don't know actually. Up the clarets.
Oh, God. It's a football team.
What was his final words?
The final words were, with triumphant satisfaction. That's hard to say after.
That's hard. It's hard to say when you're dying, bleeding from your
What
stomach.
a great final words.
No. With triumphant
Oh.
satisfaction, he said. Imagine saying that as you're dying. Triumphant
I was
satisfaction.
like, he's thought about that.
Yeah. I see the light. He said, I knocked him down twice after I was shot.
Love that.
Fair
Love that
play.
for him. Love that
Fair
for him.
play.
Meanwhile, John flees and is nowhere to be found, but the press go crazy. The story was covered all across America. People were really fascinated by the idea of somebody dying over how to say a word. But question, was John ever found? Was this perpetrator
Or-
ever found?
Fund. If it's...
Very good. Very good. Was he found?
So John fled.
Yeah.
Again, he could have done it back then.
Yes,
Yeah.
no mobile phones,
Shave
Much
your head,
easier to
start
run
your
away.
life.
No.
Start life again, get a job on a ranch.
no Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There weren't many, probably weren't any pictures of him. There'd be drawings and sketches.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely right. It was really easy to run away.
John could still be on the run.
And he's looking great for his age.
Yes.
I don't think he was ever found.
Okay. Anna, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that you can get away.
Do you know, he wouldn't have been, but he actually decided to confess on his own deathbed.
Oh, classic.
Wow.
So what
I
he
might
had done,
confess to something on my deathbed.
yeah, just for fun. That's what I want my last words to
I'm
be.
Banksy.
Yeah.
It's unlikely, but
That's amazing.
Please do that.
yeah, I will.
Just for the rest. Leave us with something.
And if you do, audio record it so
Yes.
Taylor can use it in a podcast.
Perfect.
Because you being younger than me, you're definitely going first. Like, this isn't going to happen. Oh, I'm going to die before you. I never thought about that.
Not necessarily. We're literally 10 years apart. I mean, that's not enough for
makes
me to
all the
literally
difference.
you to die of old age whilst I'm still on my cruises.
Okay.
Which is what I'm planning for my old age.
Nice.
Yeah, just a few. I've
you
watched
wanna
enough
do
Jane McDonald's
cruises?
to just be, yeah, of course I do. I heard a thing about the fact that, like, there's some old people that just go on cruises rather than be in a care home because they cost less. If you go, like, constantly cruising for 365 days a year, it's less than full-time care.
That's amazing.
How good would that be?
Bonkers.
You'd just be like, oh, I'm in Barbados now.
Thatcher's Britain.
Well, it's not, because it's like 30 years later.
Carry on, sorry.
So he confesses on his deathbed. He said, I am the one who's killed William. He dies, but the doctor sends a letter to the authorities in Colorado. So the case is finally closed, but with a raft of press coming after that. So people got interested in the case all over. But your final question is, who was right and who was wrong?
Well, I hope it's me. But equally, well, I'm conflicted because there's William of the story who said it was...
Newfoundland
And then there's
versus
William IRL,
Newfoundland.
which is saying Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
I hope... Well, I've got two chances of being right.
I'm going to say it was me.
John.
Yeah.
Okay.
John.
I still think you're pronouncing them the same, so I cannot
I
differentiate.
am, and this is kind of the tragedy of the case, that they were both saying it. Well, I find this interesting because I like to nerd out on this stuff. In the 19th century, the name was said differently than it is now. So it actually was pronounced Newfoundland. Didn't matter where you put the emphasis on the syllable, really. So the tragedy is they were both right and yet both wrong, because the correct pronunciation today, you're very, very close, but I consulted somebody whose mother is from here. It's Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
So they emphasize the land, but it is Newfound.
Newfoundland. So William was
William
wrong.
was the story, or William of...
William in the story was wrong, technically. Is that right?
Well, they
Well,
were
wrong
both,
and right.
They were both basically right, but we're just putting the emphasis in a different place.
Imagine being shot over a mispronunciation.
Exactly.
Mispronunciation.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Oh, you made me snort.
There's no, you put an extra U in it.
Mispronunciation.
No, if you look at it, it's written mispronunciation.
I'll get my revolver out in a minute.
Well,
What, is that the
that a
first death
promise?
threat? Oh,
Mis-
Sorry,
Pronunciation.
could we just make sure all the axes are covered
Yeah.
up in the room? That brings us to the end of the case, and we always do a little cheer. So I think here's to not killing your mate over
Yes.
an argument.
Cheers.
Yes. What you
can
do
learn.
instead is you turn it into a podcast of 6.5 years.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Shall we have a break and then we'll go to how we do our podcast?
Yes.
Yes,
Let's
please.
do it next. Welcome back to this special episode of Help I Sexted My Boss. Just had our very first case from the
We
drunk
have.
women from Hannah and Taylor. I love that. It was great. Now we'll do what happens on our podcast. We get some listeners' problems and dilemmas, and we need you to be our agony aunts and uncles. We've no idea what's coming up, so William Hanson.
Yes, this is the first time that we are all experiencing these. This first one is from Andrew. Dearest William, Jordan, Hannah and Taylor, I have a significant birthday approaching faster than I'd like, and I'm struggling with the guest list. I feel obliged to invite my mother-in-law, but I can't stand her. She's rude and complains about everything, and my sister-in-law will likely get drunk, loud and annoying. My brother-in-law is just about bearable. If I don't invite them, my husband will be upset, and then there's the issue of children. It's starting to feel like our wedding all over again. What is the etiquette behind inviting people to a birthday party out of obligation rather than genuine desire?
Oh,
Good, eh?
yeah. Because I got married a couple of years ago, and we had this whole guest list, and it's a real difficult one. But with a birthday party, I feel like there's probably not going to be a set menu. There's not going to be a dinner, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because if it's just a room with a bunch of people standing,
Drinks, yeah.
you can invite a lot of people, if you see what I mean. So I think that there's no way you can't invite them.
Yes, I would agree. I would, if it's a drinks party, you know, the family will naturally probably group together anyway and chat because they may not know as many of the friends.
Yeah.
And you can sort of, as the host, Andrew, you can sort of just be slightly anonymous, Great Gatsby-esque, to go back to what you were saying with that champagne coupe, and just sort of be ephemeral.
Or maybe, maybe on the invite, just put, I was obliged to invite you.
I'm not going to recommend that.
Okay, I just think be honest. I'm
The
honest.
other thing, and actually I turned 35, significant birthday, only a few weeks ago, and I did two things. I had a drink soiree for friends, and then my family, we did a lunch the next
I was
day.
going to suggest this. You could do the birthday you wanted, and then
And then you all go out for a meal
the
next
thing
day.
is, Andrew, you're married now. You're going to have to invite them to things like this. You can't snub them. If it's a big party and you're inviting friends
And it
family
clearly means
colleagues.
enough to your significant other that
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
annoyed.
And then you could do something nice with your other half and really close friends.
We don't know what age they're turning, do we? They just said significant birthday.
Yes.
This is my new philosophy in life, though, because I've just been taught this term. It's rage age.
Rage
Yes,
age.
and the official start for rage age is 45 and above. So I would
Okay.
say if it's 45 and under, you've just got to suck it up and invite everybody that your partner wants to and just be polite. If it's rage age and above, it's your call. Do what you want.
I think that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hannah, I'm at my rage age.
I was going to say, and you've set that age because it's your age.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be
Are you 45, Taylor?
I'm 46, actually.
You don't look 46.
You do not look 46.
I love you guys so much.
I would have thought you were our age.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
How do you,
honestly.
well, I've
gosh.
just told you how old I am. How old do you think Jordan is?
I love this game.
Good.
Worst game ever.
38?
Oh, Taylor!
I
Did I
set
say
you up
that?
beautifully and you absolutely
Do you know what he
succeeded.
did in the background? Is went like that. Do you want to know what I was going to say? Could I please say what I was going to say? Because he
Apparently
went like
what
that.
you were going to say.
No, I swear, because he's got some authority. He could say anything I want. You know what I mean?
I was saying up.
I would never have said that otherwise.
Oh, go on. What would you say?
I was going to say.
42.
No, I will be honest. I was going to say 32.
Oh, I'll take that.
Oh.
I'm 34.
See?
I'll take that.
But I promise I was going to say 32.
Oh, don't be daft. It's fine. Just don't speak to me ever again. I'm joking.
Mate, you want to be closer to your rage age, like I said.
Yeah, rage age. I want to get to that age as well where like nans just don't have a filter. And they don't give a shit and they just say exactly what they feel.
I mean, darling, I think you're at that age.
I probably am. Go on, do another. That was a very good one.
This is from Georgie. Hi, everyone. Since I started dating men, most of them, except 2, have ghosted me. However, some of these men reach out weeks, months, or even years later with messages like apologies, often half-hearted, or just a casual, hey, how are you, without addressing the ghosting. I never know what they're looking for or how to respond. My question is, what should I do when someone who ghosted me contacts me out of the blue?
Oh.
Don't respond to them.
Yeah, men are trash. This is what we know.
Absolutely not.
Well,
Do
unless
not respond. Block
everybody deserves a second chance.
Do they?
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
years
them.
later.
That kind of second
Yeah,
chance,
I
though?
mean, they're not a criminal. It's only a bit of ghosting.
It's not very nice, though.
No,
it's
it's
that
not.
attitude that means that people get away
Yeah,
with ghosting.
ghosting is, we've talked about this many times, ghosting is horrible and it's not the nice or polite or adult thing to do.
It should be illegal. It'll be the next upskirting.
Do you think
100%.
We're going to start that campaign right here,
ghosting
right
should
now.
be illegal?
I'm here to make a difference.
But then maybe they, like, circumstances have changed in their life and then before you know it, you could give this person a second chance. It could be, marriage, kids, whatever you wanted.
But when will
unlikely.
they ghost you again? Like,
Yeah,
When
quite.
you've got 3 children.
Yeah,
and
but
they're
then if they
kinda
ghost
like,
you again, absolutely. No.
I want to put down
too
my
nice.
strong drink and yes.
Yeah, they'll ghost you again. I'll say it again.
Patterns don't change.
But Jordan is very nice. Like that's one of your best and sometimes worst attributes because you are very, very nice, and I think you're being too nice here.
Okay.
Have
And I
you
think
ghosted
you
though,
should.
Jordan?
Yes, but unintentionally. You have 286 unread WhatsApp messages.
How do you know the exact amount? That is so weird.
Because I've hacked your phone.
I ghost him on a daily basis.
285 of them from you.
Yes.
Yeah, WhatsApp stresses me out. Yeah.
But you're not doing it intentionally.
No. Yeah.
This is the thing. I think, I agree that some people are just bad at communication. They're bad at getting back
Yeah.
to people. So if they're that person, rather than somebody that just... It depends what you've... I always think, what was the last message that you sent? If it was something like, I don't know, oh, it was really great to see you, I'd love to see you again, then they ghost you. That, unforgivable. But if it's something like, hey, did you see Bake Off? That's like,
Yeah,
it doesn't
all
matter if you don't reply
depends.
to that.
If they were just chatting and you hadn't heard from him in a while and he's
Yeah.
picking it back up, but I don't know. Yeah, if it's proper ghosting where you've been on dates and you've maybe had relations.
Maybe I'm too harsh because I just think it feels like you weren't good enough to engage with at the time, but then I got lonely and desperate and I thought of you and thought I'd give it another shot. And I
Yeah.
just don't like that vibe.
No. It wouldn't get my juices flowing.
I would
No.
say that, yeah,
Dried
There's-
juice.
both sides of the coin there.
There is, but
Try
yeah, I would say to Georgie, just ignore them.
These are so good. Oh,
Oh,
no.
thank you.
Oh, no.
They get you squiffy.
I did not need another cocktail in my life.
Well, hopefully you can just about get through this last one. It's an anonymous dilemma. A few years ago, I was living and working in London. As a busy single woman, I relied on a trusty vibrator to handle my personal needs.
Yeah, a lot of
Our
these.
G&Divas are oversharers.
Okay.
Normally,
I have a trusty
Got a
vibrator
clone of
as
Willy
well.
behind us there because that's the famous.
Clone a Willy.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I feel, let's not go down that rabbit hole just yet.
I love personal needs, too.
I have a
like
rabbit
just-
hole at home. That's a great vibration.
Is that what they
Stopped
call it?
making it.
They
didn't
did, they
It's such
did.
a
Is
Is it
shame.
called rabbit hole?
No, I'm only joking.
Just the rabbit.
Oh,
There was the hole was
I'm with you.
implied.
We'll crash on. Normally, I would clean it and put it back in its silk bag.
Silk bag.
Whoa.
I found one in an old crunched up Sainsbury's bag once, like the one you brought in today. I did.
Vibrator.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a bag for life, baby.
What do you mean you found one?
It was,
Yeah.
it was at uni. I was looking for a charger. I found that and a hamster. It sounds weird. It weren't. It was a
does.
gerbil.
Oh, that's not weird. Though.
Which makes it less
Gerbil
weird.
had got out the cage and I had to look under the bed and found that. And,
Oh, God, I'd scream.
Was it alive?
Yeah. The gerbil
Oh.
was, yeah.
Okay.
But one day I got
Anyway.
distracted and left it out. Later that day, during a particularly hot afternoon, I decided to tidy up my room. I grabbed the end of my duvet to shake it out, and suddenly I heard a loud bang. Confused, I looked around, but couldn't figure out what caused the noise. It wasn't until that evening, when I went to close the curtains, that I realised what had happened. I had accidentally launched my vibrator out of the window and onto my neighbour's greenhouse roof, shattering one of the glass panels.
No.
Brilliant.
So my question is,
Brilliant.
what is the proper etiquette when you've catapulted a sex toy into your next-door neighbour's garden?
Oh, wow.
And shattered a panel. No wonder it was a trusty vibrator.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we get the
Is
name
it
of that
made out of
vibrator?
diamonds?
Hear me out. Glass in greenhouses is quite thin,
Is
Yes.
it?
so it wouldn't take much to shatter it.
Oh my
But
gosh.
still, me personally, I just pretend it never happened. You would not go around and say, it's not like a football. Can I have my football back?
I think that's the air, though, that you have to have with it. You have to have an air of, can I have my football back? When you
Yes.
go around. You have to be like, oh, can I just pop in and get me
Yeah.
big cock 3000, if you don't mind.
Unless it's a neighbour you know and who knows you, because that is a hilarious story. You'd be
The
like,
trouble is, because if you even...
Wendy, do you want a potato peeler? No, you won't believe what's happened. So, changing my bed and my vibrators. Honestly, you won't believe it. It's fallen out at window for your greenhouse. So it could be a funny
Do you
story.
think Wendy's going to think that she's grown it?
funny-looking cucumber.
Now, Wendy probably would think that. I can imagine Wendy saying to her husband, I don't know, Graham, you won't believe what's happened. I've gone in greenhouse and I've grown a vibrator.
The trouble is, if you go
I've got
round...
news coming round in half an hour. Go and put a shirt on.
if you go round to collect it or to ask for it, and I appreciate there shouldn't be necessarily any stigma around going to say, oh, that was my sex toy. But even if it was not a sex toy that fell out of your window, it has still broken their
Sure.
glass. So actually, you, by going around and going, yes, that was mine, can I have it back? Regardless of what it is, you've got to sort of, in effect, offer to pay for the
You
glass.
have to weigh up how
true.
much you paid for the sex toy and how much a pane of glass is.
And also the installation.
You could see it being a local headline in one of the local newspapers, couldn't it?
Yes.
A bloke being told to look sad for the photography, like when the wheelie bins don't turn up.
Just holding
It's,
this.
It's raining sex toys,
A
hallelujah.
sex toy broke a flying vibrator broke my greenhouse. What a headline.
Yes.
Also, I feel as though you'd probably suspect that it was thrown out of the window in a fit of passion
Yeah.
rather than I was doing my duvet.
True.
So
Yeah.
there's an element of a recently
Yeah.
used.
Do we think that Anonymous, doing the duvet,
Yeah,
maybe
I-
she was doing something else?
I don't think that's what she calls it when she masturbates. She's doing the duvet,
Doing the
which actually is a really good name for masturbation.
Yeah.
Doing the
that's nice.
duvet.
Just gonna pop upstairs
It's like
and do the
Betty
duvet.
Boo doing the duvet.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Yeah, my gut would be don't go round. Don't go round and
Oh my
just go
gosh.
and buy another sex toy, another rabbit hole.
What about you, Hannah? What would you do?
I would leave it. I
Yeah.
would just be like, do you know what? Like, I mean, it depends how hard up you are because it's like,
Less
I mean,
so without
things are going
a
pretty well for old Hannah George. I can buy as many vibrators as I like. But
Yes.
if you've not got the money to buy a new one,
Well, you meant hard up in the money sense.
I'd
Because
keep
it works
an eye
both
on
ways.
it. If they weren't out to work and they'd still not seen it, I'd sneak in and get it.
I don't think you can break and enter.
It's only the back garden. Hannah Taylor, thank you so much for showing us the
There's
world
not much else we can say.
of drunk women solving crime. Well, my favourite part of this episode was your first half. I thought it was great. Thank
Yes.
you.
Oh.
I
And
can-
our favourite was your half. So there you go.
Bless you.
I can now say I fully identify as a drunk woman who solves crime.
Oh, welcome to the force.
yay.
Me too.
And also, can I just apologise? I really don't want to watch the colour drain out of your eyes.
Okay.
I just want to make that perfectly clear.
Good to know.
Oh, what a beautiful way.
That was so
know.
nice. I love how men bond. It's amazing.
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was so good.
Help by Sexted, my boss, and drunk women solving crime.
Woo.